Hey guys, this is a postcard. The man in the upper left is Leonard Knight. He is the creator of Salvation Mountain. I wrote about him in my book, San Diego Sojourns. This picture was taken in 2008. We visited there. Where is there? There is Slab City. Where is Slab City? It's outside of Nyland. It's a community of off grid people living in the desert, paying no rent. This is an old uh, military base that was shut down in 1956 called Dunlap. It was a training base during World War II. They call it Slab City. Interesting place. So we went here to look at Slab City and Salvation Mountain. This is Salvation Mountain. This is the mountain that Leonard Knight built. As you're entering Slab City, it's off to your right. So back in 2008, we went there and I entered the compound. Well, it's unfenced, it's just loose desert area. And I just entered, and Leonard was there, and we hung out for probably an hour with my three kids and wife, Michelle. Leonard would have been about 77 at this time. He was very talkative, very down to earth. Um, didn't preach to us. Of course, he'd be preaching to the choir with me, but he just talked about, this mountain, this thing that he created and what he was going to do and the people who come by and how he gets his paint. Most of that mountain is made from paint. Buckets of paint just turned over on end and dumped out, hardened in the sun. This is a desert. And he said there must be some 100,000 gallons of paint to make that structure. It rises close to 3 stories high. Underneath is the framework is discarded wood, adobe with straw. It has He was working on this certain area off to the right where he was building up, where he would climb these ladders with, paint cans on his shoulder, and one by one would tip that can over and dump the paint. When you walk on Salvation Mountain, it's like rubber. It gives with your feet. And I went up no problem at all. It held my weight and it felt very secure. This is one of the ladders of the new area. I saw pictures later, and this is all finished before he died in 2014. But all this would be finished by the time he died. The mountain still exists. There's a community of people who want to preserve it in his memory. Um, he was an interesting guy. He is a born again Christian. He became a Christian at 36. And he is what we call in the Christian world, he was lit on fire. And he wanted to spread the gospel. I believe it was 1970. He built a hot air balloon. I don't think it ever took flight, but that was his first venture in proclaiming God's love and that message of having God into your life, the sinner's prayer and forgiveness of sin. These are my two kids flying up that Salvation Mountain. This is a section of the mountain there. There's my son. He's 24 now, going to be 24, at the top of Salvation Mountain. This is looking at Slab City back in 2008. There's my son Spencer and Mark to the right. Spencer's to the left. But Leonard was an interesting man. He just had that on his heart to proclaim God's love. But you talk to him, and he was very, very down to earth, very nice, and not preachy or try to dominate a conversation at all. It was very conversational. And we learned all about the construction of this edifice structure made of paint. Volunteers would drive up and drop off paint. Now, I saw this picture today and I see him writing something on this DVD that they made about him. And he gave it to me, and I looked just about an hour ago, and sure enough, I have it. And there, his signature is there. I hope to put a picture in this video. I hope I did. But this is as we're leaving. There he is, and we're still talking. Very nice guy. And these vehicles are still there. The Salvation Mountain is preserved. They're in the desert. There's actually a corporation and a Facebook page. There's gifts, T-shirts, bumper stickers, and there's a book of songs that he wrote. He used to teach guitar. He was a Korean War veteran. He got drafted and went to Korea. The war ended 10 days after he arrived there. This is the postcard. That's mine. I make postcards on the side. There's his signature back from 2008. Thank you.